How did you end up start training for the ring? You actually refereed a little bit, right, too?
I refereed off and on for 5 years. I refereed for Vern for a year and a half. Went up to Kansas City for about 9 months. And then I went up to, I was up in New York State in Buffalo for Pedro Martinez and Johnny Powers and the Sheik up there. And I refereed, and when I wasn't reffing, I was wrestling.
Right. What do you remember of the Sheik, the original Sheik?
Oh, he was scary. I mean, I was still learning, and I was, he just scary, and he was good.
He lived his gimmick pretty much, right?
24/7.
Right.
That's what I learned back then. You lived your gimmick, and that's what I did. That's how I was raised, and that's how I did it. I wasn't sociable with people. I was hardcore, and that's the way I was educated. And I liked it because it just gave me more power to myself, knowing what I could do and back it up if I had to, because that's the training that I was given, and I never forgot it.
What helped you as a referee that you used later on to become a good worker?
Well, I've refereed some of the greatest guys in the world: Ray Stevens, Pat Patterson, Nick Bockwinkel, Harley Race, Dory Funk Jr. I just learned so much being in the ring and watching them move and how they wrestled and how things came together and how it really meant that at that time and even up to 90, it was all done spontaneous. As it came into our head, it was done in the ring, and that's what it was so great. Wrestling back then was compiled in the ring. It wasn't scripted, or you just went out there and you just knew what you had to do, and you were always 20 moves or 30 moves ahead, and it was a big puzzle, and you put that one piece in the middle and you start drawing your picture, and that's how I learned, and it was the best training in the world.
As far as psychology goes and learning how to bump, who was pretty much the guy behind that who taught you that? Would it be
That was Harley Race and Ray Stevens. They were the two greatest bump takers in the business. Ray came from the West Coast, and he was a fantastic bump man. And Harley was, bar none, but the best in the business. And I learned from him. And that's how I learned how to bump, when to do it. And he would sit there and watch me wrestle. And he would say, "You're taking 50 bumps." He says, "For what?" He said, "Start thinking, use your psychology and philosophy of what you want to do to the crowd and the people." And I eliminated 45 to 46 bumps and brought it down to 2 and 3. And I found out 2 and 3 was done the right time, right place, meant more than taking 50. And I learned a lot that way.
Now, you actually had some early matches with Danny Miller. What are your memories of working with Danny?
Danny was old school. He was hard, and I loved it. Back then, they gave you no quarter. When they locked up with you and wrestled, they put you down on the mat, and they would hurt you. See how much you would want to learn, and you had to learn how to wrestle. You had to learn how to fight. You had to learn how to hit. It was awesome. They were all good teachers. All these guys that I grew up with as a young boy, I ended up wrestling. And every match I had with every wrestler, I always took something home with me.
Now, was it harder or easier to be taken seriously by the boys who knew you as a ring crew kid?
I think it was easier because they respected what work had to be done to put the ring up. Because you would have to drive 300-400 miles a day, put the ring up, and then go referee or wrestle and then take it down. So I got the respect because I worked hard.
Right.
Nothing was given to me. I always had to fight for everything I got. And it didn't bother me that I didn't get a lot of recognition. But I did get recognition one way, that I could pick up the phone and go anywhere in the United States by one phone call and be there the next day because of what I could do.
What about Leroy McGuirk? You worked for him. What was it like working for Leroy?
Leroy was a great guy. I ended up marrying his daughter. Bad mistake. But it was a great experience. I was there 4 years. I was assistant booker, and I wrestled and put the ring up, sold the tickets. I did everything. And I did TV. I had to do the dubbing and everything. It was just a great experience.
Was Leroy a fair booker when he booked?
Leroy was just in the office. The bookers were the guys that were in charge.
Right.
And his wife, Dorothy, she was a great lady, but she was, the business went to the boys. The business belongs to the guys in the ring. Guys in the office put it all together, and it's just a big conglomerate of minds.
You said you were booking a little bit for Leroy. How long after were you wrestling for a couple years before you started booking? I mean,
oh yeah. I wrestled. I started '67
right,
wrestling. So when I went to Oklahoma, that was 1980.
Okay.
And I was well into my knowledge.
Right. Okay. Members teaming up with Ron McFarlane.
Ron McFarlane. He was a country boy out of Kansas, out of Wichita, Kansas, and he was good. He was funny. We got along real good. We had a good chemistry. We just had a good time in the ring. I was a serious worker. He was learning. He was a young kid, but he had a lot of heart, and we had a lot of fun in the ring.
You also got to work with Tommy Gilbert and Eddie Gilbert, I believe.
Oh yeah.
What are your memories of the Gilberts?
Gilbert's. They were good talent. I mean, they came from the Memphis territory, and that goes back to Jared and the Goldens and the Welches, and they just had their own circle of talent, and they were all good. I wrestled all of them.
Did you ever work for Jared?
I went to Jared's territory when I was in Oklahoma, and we were going to trade off talent, and Jared came to Oklahoma to Tulsa, and we met and talked, and I was going to go up there and wrestle, and I went up there one night, and I looked at all those idiots, and that's what they were.
Huh.
And I call it the giant killer territory, because all you had to be was 5'6", and you were made. And I walked in, and I stayed 20 minutes, got my car, drove down the road, got a hotel room, and told Dorothy, I said, it ain't going to work.
Right.
And that was it. And I never went there.
When you worked with the Gilberts, did you see a lot of potential in Eddie? Did you know he had it?
He had back then. He grew into it because he worked out of the Memphis territory. Memphis territory is a funny territory. Back then, like I said, they were all small guys, and they had their clique. And I just wasn't part of that clique down there because I didn't care the way they did things. But in the ring, everyone was treated the same.
They pretty much fed everybody to Lawler, and then
yeah, Lawler and Dundee.
Yep.
The Giant Killers. I called them the Giant Killers. But it was good. I mean, it was a good experience. I've never had a bad experience in the ring with anybody.
Memories of working with Hector Guerrero.
Guerrero. I worked with all the Guerrero boys. Hector was funny because he came in Oklahoma, and we had a lot of matches, and I had to get used to the Mexican style because we work left, they work right, and once you learn how to go their way, you don't get hurt. But I had a lot of fun with Guerrero. He was always good.
You get to work with Eddie too a little bit, or?
Yes, I worked with all the boys. I grew up with them. I mean, they were all kids, just like the Von Erichs. I wrestled all the Von Erichs. I did the Funks. I did them all.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.